Thank you so much, and good morning. I've had the privilege of having you before the subcommittee, both as chairman of the committee, now as ranking member. And we didn't get to have you before us last year, so I didn't get to ask you the question that's always on my mind, which is whether someone born in Puerto Rico can serve as president of the United States. I realize, not being a lawyer, that I probably first have to get elected so it can become an issue. And I was trying to avoid that issue. So the question is out there. If you wish during your testimony to render an opinion, I think it'll be historic. And I think I got one last time, but I'm not going to ask again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The public understands the importance of what you do and the bearing it has on the future of our country. And so we always thank you for your service and tell the other 7 that we do the same thing all the time.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it is always an honor being here. Yes. You and I have been at this together for a decade and a half. And
I'm glad to hear that you don't think there has to be a judge on the court of appeal, because I'm not a judge. I have never been a judge.
And you don't have to be born in the United States, so you never have to answer that question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you haven't answered the one about whether I can serve as president, but you answered this one.
We're evading that one. We're giving you another option.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Emerson.
So carrying on.
Mr. Chairman, we're waiting for your case on the Puerto Rican presidency to come to us.
I mean, the United States.
But you also have to be 35 years old. Have you met that requirement? It's Article 2, Section 1.
I may double that soon, right. But it may come up someday. You may get someone born over there running. But thank you for your semi-opinion.
Thank you. Justice Breyer, do you have some comments you'd like to make?
Mr. Chairman, I agree with my colleague, Justice Kennedy. And I can't resist adding. I mean, any lawyer always asks 2 questions, Mr. Serrano, the ranking member. I would like to, and your question is, could someone from Puerto Rico become president of the United States? I know many possible people from Puerto Rico who could perhaps, who could be elected. And I modestly in this room, I will not say exactly who, but I would point out that lawyers always ask 2 questions. First, why? And the answer to that legal question, isn't Puerto Rico an important part of this country? Answer, yes. Second question, I won't answer it for you. Second question, why not? And when I say why not, I don't hear any answer. There we are. I've answered with 2 questions.
Thank you, sir. I think you just made the front page of all the papers on the island.
I did.
And in New York, too. Thank you.
Well, maybe, Mr. Serrano, maybe you could just run for president. If nobody challenges that, it'll be fine. And if they do, then these good gentlemen will be happy.
Well, it's interesting, and I don't want to take much more time with this, because it becomes an issue when you have territories. But if you recall, the Senate, just to be sure, passed a resolution saying that John McCain could, in fact, serve as president because he was born in the Panama Canal Zone, which technically is not part of his state, but it's a territory. And the Senate actually passed a resolution saying, yes, he can. And I said, gee, I thought that would have to be the court someday that would have to rule on it. But I'm pretty sure, confident, and certainly from this opinion, I mean,
No, I have not given an opinion.
I understand. You haven't given an opinion, and no one here would write that. But let me just say that my exploratory committee is coming together in the next half hour.
You know, the likely explanation for the provision in Article 2, Section 1 of a natural-born citizen and 35 years of age was so that we would not invite a European royalty to come and have be the occupant of the White House. Number one, had to be 35 years old, so it wouldn't be an infant with the governor. And number two, born in the United States, so it wouldn't be European royalty. That's the probable reason. I wasn't there at the time, but we think.
Well, we'll get back to that issue.
issue.
Yes, officer? Okay, people, move along. There's nothing to see here.